All right, sounds good. Looking at the standings, you, Marshall, Florida Atlantic are all 5-7 in Conference USA play. Old Dominion's right behind there at 4-8. FIU's there at 7-7. How important is this series in terms of conference standings and trying to get where you want to be?
Yeah, every game is critical at this point, and they're all important, but now they're critical because, as you said in the standings, like one game can make a big difference between finishing in third or finishing in sixth or seventh, and so we're going on the road, and so we've got to show that we can play as well on the road as we have at home. But and FIU is a really good team, but each of these games are huge.
Hey, Coach, Drew Tennis with the College Heights Herald. So with this past series being postponed, how does that affect your team going into this next series?
Well, I'm not sure the outcome, but I know that we were playing well going into the Rice game, and coming out of the Rice game, the kids were excited and ready to play. They were disappointed we didn't get to play North Texas. We were, it's unfortunate they had the weather that they had to deal with, things beyond basketball, but we've bounced back and we're working hard in practice. They're anxious to get back to play. They like everybody, they like to play games, and so we'll see how the week of not playing affects us. But as far as practice, it's been intense. They've been competitive. We'll see how we shoot the ball when we get back on the road.
Looking at this FIU team, they've got the third best scoring offense in Conference USA. I believe second best 3-point percentage. It seems like defensively and just playing hard is something that you guys have taken a lot of pride in this year, and it's been one of your strong suits. How much does that get you fired up, knowing that they're one of the best offensive teams in the league?
Well, it's obviously a challenge, and not just one of the best offensive teams. They're one of the best transition offensive teams in the country. And so they really like to get out and push the ball. And so our challenge will be to make sure we're back on defense and making sure we're not giving some of those quick and early easy shots to get up. And they've got a number of kids that can shoot the ball. And so, it's a big challenge for us to one of the things that we've tried to do throughout the season is make sure we're disrupting what the other team wants to do. And we've done a decent job of that at times. And so that we'll have to do it again this weekend to even have a chance to stay in the game with us. The thing that FIU brings is you can do a good job, and you can even be sitting there with maybe a 6 or 8 point lead, and then bam, 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 3 or 4 mistakes, and they come down and capitalize. Next thing you know, you're looking at a 10-point deficit. And so that's the challenge with FIU is they can score quickly on you, and you've got to make sure you stay locked in the entire time.
Coach Drew Tennis at the College Heights Herald. So Giselle Thomas is one of FIU's players who ranks 10th in the league for scoring. What is your team going to have to do to contain her in this series?
Yeah, and Jadelle, she's really good at getting to the basket and finding players, and she's really continued to improve her game over the years. But they've added some other players. I don't get their names correct. Kyla, I think, is her first name. At number 15, the transfer from Pitt, can shoot the ball from the 3. 23, the young lady that's from overseas, she's shooting the ball well from 3-point line as well. So they've got a bunch of players that really make that offense work, because they can break you down to dribble, get to the rim and finish like Giselle can. And so we're going to have to contain her, make sure we try to stay in front of her, make it difficult for her to get to the rim. But we can't lose sight of those 3-point shooters that are all spotting up in transition.
And, kind of going with that, with their points in transition, they're also last in scoring defense, which I guess is kind of expected if you're going to have a shootout back and forth type of game. Is there a pace that you would like to have this game at?
Well, we've got to play at our pace. We've got to try to not play at their pace. And so we've got to make sure that our possessions are intentional, that we're not running up down the floor and shooting quick, bad shots. It's okay to take a quick, good shot, but we've got to make sure we're making good choices on that, because if we're running back and forth and just basing it on shooting percentages or style of play, that would play into their hands a lot more than ours. I think that we've done a pretty good job of being more selective with our shots and having better ball movement. That certainly shows up in our shooting percentages. The more passes we make, the better shot we get. And so if we continue to do that, I think that we have a better chance of playing well on the road. And then it still comes, like I always say, it still comes down to rebounding. Even as well as FIU shoots the ball, they're still missing more shots than they're making. So we've got to do a great job on the boards.
Coach Drew Tennis with College Heights Herald. So, who are some players to look out for in this next series on your team?
Oh, well, I think Raneem is still improving every day. I know she's obviously played well since she's been back, but she's getting stronger. She's getting more confident. She's getting more settled, patient on offense, getting a little bit savvier on defense. And so I think Raneem's still playing better basketball. And then, Miru's continued to work hard and improve her perimeter shooting. And so we're still looking for that's something that we need. One of the reasons we played well at Rice was, especially in the second game, was Hope Savory played really well offensively, and that helped us to have an extra score on the floor. And so we're still that's still an area that we have to continue to work at. So all the young ladies have been working really hard during this break. But I would look for those two players, our two leaders, to step up and kind of be out in the front.